If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch. I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the shawty and I show her. She could never get a priest hoe. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. And that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch. I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't none of me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in a temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why this nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Command a general get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I was talking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch. I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. I'm stressed by that damn whole ass bitch.
Back roll.
Than the I.S.U.P.K on you rappers' necks, and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll poly grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Riches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, they got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed jump.
Shalom, Yah Bashim Yashai B'Rakatham. To all the brothers, Yah Shamar Latham Bashim Yashai. To all the sisters, Priest and Officer 1000s of Baja, rocking out with you. We got a young man with us today. Brother, how do you pronounce your name?
Kalen.
Kalen. All right, so we got young man Kalen, right? He's been watching classes. He's been watching classes in the I.S.U.P.K. And Lord allow, we'll get this young man a Hebrew name. Right, so today we're going to be doing a class. First, give this young man a hand for coming into class, right? Not too many brothers have the strength like this young man has right here to come into an I.S.U.P.K class, right? So once again, let's give this young man a hand. Definitely. And for all you brothers and sisters in Toronto, you and in the GTA, you see your life going to hell and you're wondering why you're going through the tragedies and the setbacks that you go through every day of your life, is because the Lord is against you, right? You don't live in a way that the Lord appreciates or loves. You don't love the Lord, so the Lord is against you, right? And listen, some of you brothers don't know who you are, so that's why some of you sisters absolutely don't know who you are, right? There's a word that I seen trending, right? And everybody should go subscribe to Captain Tazariak's podcast and his Instagram, right? Because he has excellent breakdowns. And there's a word that basically comes from the LGBTQ community, right? Demore. And they're using this word as modest, right? And a lot of you sisters are not modest. And the only way you're going to learn how to be modest is to be in the I.S.U.P.K. Or you could go and have some effeminate brother, a alternative lifestyle community member, teach you how to be a woman, right? And that's who you're in competition with for all you sisters. Y'all sisters don't understand that you are basically taking advice and learning from the LGBT community because they want to be you, right? So we got some, let's see. Hey, shalom, Sister Janice Bell, the water for tuning in. Definitely the water for tuning in. So we are on Instagram right now. Why is this still playing like that? Right, so we are on Instagram right now. And we should be able to see the Instagram comments come up on the screen so I don't have to keep going back and forth. But today we're going to be going into who Israel is. Hold up. Let me just get my book real quick. Right. And if you are watching and new to this class, you should be taking notes. Right. But if you can't do it right now, it's all good. You could always come back to these. This is YouTube. Right. So it's on YouTube. So you can always come back to this class. Right. So first, usually I got a scripture that I like to go into. And let me find it. Hold up. This is one of the scriptures that I usually read as we go into this class. So I got a scripture, it's out the Apocrypha. Everybody should go get themselves an Apocrypha, right? You can find the Apocrypha in a King James 1611. It's right between the so-called Old Testament and the so-called New Testament, right? So I'm going to read this. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God. And that's what we're reading today. We're in the law class. The law is the commandments of God, right? So you got commandments, you got statutes, right? So the commandment is thou shalt not steal. The statute would be the punishment for stealing, right? The punishment for those sins. Right, so hold up, let's go back. This is the book of the commandments of God, and that's what we're reading today, the book of the commandments of God. It's a way of life. This way of life is going to change how you operate. It's going to give you more life, right? You hear Benjamin say this all the time, more life, but they usually say it in sin for a birthday, right? But if you want more life, you don't do it by celebrating your birthday. You do it by keeping the commandments of God. And I'm going to prove it by finishing this scripture. And the law that endureth forever. Again, this is Baruch 4 and 1. And the law that endureth forever. This is a law, a book of laws, right? This is not, listen, Christianity is going to make you believe that this book is for everybody when it's not. Just like the Constitution in both Canada and America, they would tell you it's for everybody. But when they made these constitutions, Black people were enslaved. Native Americans are still on reservations. So those constitutions can't be for everybody, right? Just like this book is not for everybody. It's for the Israelites, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of God, right? And you just got to ask yourself, why is it always Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are at the bottom of the barrel? Everybody else can come into Canada and be successful, right? If you're Jamaican, you got to go work on an apple farm. If you're Trinidadian, you got to go work on an apple farm. If you're from South America, they damn near don't want you up here, right? If you are a Native American indigenous to Canada, they want you on these reservations with no drinking water. Yet, one second, let's see if I could find it. Give me 1 minute to pull this up real quick. Right, so Native Americans are on reservations with no drinking water, while Justin Trudeau gives, hold up, let me find it. Let me find it, bear with me. Justin Trudeau just said he wants to aid, and this is earlier this year, right? He signed a new $3 billion military deal with the Ukrainian government. Good night, right? That's crazy. That's to let you know they absolutely don't love us. They have no love for us at all, right? Our brothers and sisters are stuck with horrible drinking water. You know what Justin Trudeau also said? Right, and these curses apply to Israel. Justin Trudeau said, "Listen, we have money for the facilities in the reservations, but we don't have anybody to train. We don't have anybody that's gonna go work there and keep these facilities operating." And I'm like, damn, so many brothers and sisters would go and do this, right? They're acting like we wouldn't go operate and learn how to operate these clean water facilities so our brothers and sisters could drink water. They're acting like you can't teach a Benjamite brother how to do it. But they want our Benjamite brothers and sisters to be on the apple farms, right? And we did a class about this earlier, about a devil. He's running his operation, his slave farm, like he don't care what happens. And if you complain about it, you're going to be on the first plane flying through the sky back to Jamaica or Trinidad, whatever island you're from, right? These brothers were experiencing feces and sewage water coming up into their living area, right? And in the kitchen. So, and when they're complaining, nothing's happening in the mat. The devil's telling them, y'all just got to go continue working. So they brought it to the news, right? I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to read this one more time. This is Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such that leave it shall die. And that's to let you know, right? You're not. So this is telling you, you keep these commandments, you please the Lord and love God by keeping his commandments, and you're gonna have life. And what's that saying? Right? We're alive right now, but are we alive? Look at how we live. Brothers and sisters can't even pay their rent without struggling here. This is hell, right? I see, and you got to understand the type of hell that we're in, where you have brothers and you have sisters learning how to be a sister from a homosexual man, right? You have brothers being brainwashed into thinking that dope dealing is good, right? And listen, I was him. I was the brother that believed you can't tell me nothing because Canada was created by criminals. So the only way I'm going to survive in this land, and this is my old man, this is not Zabadia, right, is if I am a criminal. 3.5 jail years later, I realized, damn, criminals don't pay. It does not pay. Imagine you're standing on the corner in some dope fiend's house, making $200 a day, $300 a day. That's damn near minimum wage. And then now, listen, you can say $300 a day. That's good money. Okay, that's cool. Now add in that $30,000 to $50,000 in lawyer fees, right? And listen, a brother like me, I ain't have that money for the lawyer fee, so I had to legal aid. And that's worse. Like a lot of brothers are stuck in these jails because of legal aid, right? So when we keep the commandments, we come to life. You're going to feel alive, right? So listen, I got a video that I wanted to play. I don't know if anybody watched the Greek games, right? Brother Khalil, did you see the Olympics? Any of this sports in the Olympics?
No.
Okay, look, they added a. Nah, that's too wild. That's too wild. I watched a few of it, right? Because it's entertaining. I'm not going to be worshiping Greek gods, but I understand this is just entertainment for me, right? So I watched some of the basketball, and I seen something disgusting. Listen, I tried to watch our sisters do some track. I tried to watch some of our sisters do some track, right? As a Benjamites love that track and field. And then I seen something totally disgusting. I'm about to play it right now. So let me add it for you. Hope everyone can see this. Right? Hold up. I need this from the top. Let's see if it can play from the top. Bear with me. Right about this mark right here.
I've been rocking with this for a while. Shouts out to all.
And now I need y'all to look at this.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's already been made.
History's been made, but now, if you haven't been rocking with us for a while, shouts out to everybody tuning in now.
Right, and I hope y'all seen this. I'm gonna try and freeze it again at the appropriate spot. Look, that's even better. Wait, let me see if I can get it one more perfect. Look at that right there. Good night. I just had it. Let me get right back to it.
We're going to find out who will be the very first gold and. But
look at that. Y'all see this? Right? So they added breakdancing to the Olympics, and that is a Caucasian with a wave cap. There's no 360 waves or break. Why are they wearing a wave cap? And whose culture is that? Isn't that something? Whose culture are they? Whose culture is that? That's what I gotta ask you. That is Black and Hispanic culture, We're the one who cut our hair and try to put the rays. Have you ever seen you've seen Puerto Rican brothers who cut their hair and they it looks all flat and it's just all going 360 all around the head. You see a brother walking down the streets and he has a fresh cut. He has that brush going 365 times forward, back, and side to side. Listen, I used to do that. I don't know about the rest of the brothers, but I used to be. I didn't have braids. If I ever got a fresh cut, listen, that 365 brushes forward, 365 to the back. Salakia. You keep that wave cap on for 10 hours trying to get those waves, tsunamis. Why does this Caucasian from Lithuania have on braids? Right? And what sport are they doing? They're doing breakdancing. Now you got to ask yourself, is breakdancing a Caucasian thing? La. It's a sport for the niggas. Right? Right? It is definitely a sport for the niggas. It's our dancing. It's what we did. Yeah, do it. It's what we did. We broke dance. And they looked at us and said it was trash. They said that's not really dancing. They had contemporary dances. Right? But for some reason, they realize, like, I'm gonna just tell you this. These oppressors know they can make money off of us and our culture, so they do it. They hate us but love our culture, right? And there was an Australian woman. Good night. Listen, I'm gonna find. Lord allow I find that clip, and I remember to do that. But there was this Australian woman breakdancing, and I don't even think you could call it breakdancing. But here's what's gonna happen. At the Harlem Cookout in New York, let me just get the address for you. We're going to start going into scriptures in a moment. But at the Harlem Cookout, hold up, there's going to be a breakdancing competition, right? And you're going to see actual breakdancing from the New York pioneers of breakdancing and not some Caucasian woman wearing a wave cap, right? When they don't have no waves on. Not some Caucasian woman looking like she's having a seizure, calling it breakdancing. Right? Hold up. Let me see if I can find this. Bear with me one moment. I'm just looking for this flyer. Salakia. We're going to find this flyer in 1 second. I just got to check something. Right? So this flyer is Breakdance, the Real B-Boy Battle, September 1st, Marcus Garvey Park, New York City, hosted by Captain Tazariak of the ISUPK under Commanding General YAHANNA. You're going to learn and see actual breakdancing. And good night. I can't wait for them cuts. I hope Crazy Legs is there. Right? And Crazy Legs is a brother from the 80s, a pioneer of the breakdancing. Right? And listen, I'm gonna pull out a verse. 1 second. Salakia, if you can, do you have your Bible? If you can you get me looking for a verse right quick?
Say that again.
Can you get me Matthews 5 and 13, Baba Kasha? Baba Kasha, for those who are first time tuning into this class, is please.
Salakia, you're cutting out.
Oh, no sweat. Can you get me? I'm just gonna get rid of this for a second. This might be slowing us up. Can you get me Matthew 5 and 13?
Matthews 5 and 13.
Yeah, let me just
Salakia.
Oh, Salakia, I should have kept that up.
Too far. Matthews, sorry, again, Salakia.
5, chapter 5, verse 13.
Verse 5, chapter 13.
Yeah, if you could find it.
Chapter 13.
No, chapter 5, verse 13.
That's what I thought you said. Salakia. Chapter 5.
Yeah, we're gonna read the salt of the earth.
I got it. Salakia.
Yeah, no sweat.
Believe-
If you could read it for Kashan.
I don't believe are salt and light. Believers are salt and light. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its flavor,
Wait, Salakia. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You're reading you're just reading a regular KJV?
Salakia. You're breaking up again.
Salakia, I know my internet. Listen, the oppressor's internet is finicky, so bear with me if you could. I appreciate all of y'all who are bearing with me as I break down. So I was asking, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's chipping. It's lagging. Your screen's frozen as well.
Okay, hopefully this works out where it's a little better now. It should be a little better now. If it's still lagging, if anybody's watching, can y'all hear me? Can y'all put a 1 in the chat if it's still lagging on your end? I might have to jump back out and jump back in. But I'm noticing your internet looks like it's lagging too. Are you connected to your Wi-Fi? Salakia, brother, are you connected to your Wi-Fi? Or are you just using your phone data? All right, so what you might want to do is try to jump out and jump back in and make sure your whatever device you're using is connected to the Wi-Fi.
Is it better now, Adon? Salakia.
Yeah, it looks a little better. It's still
I think I'm good, but I think you're lagging. Your camera and your voice is lagging.
I'm gonna check it out. Give me one moment. I'm gonna look at it on the YouTube to see what it looks like. Bear with me one moment. Testing. All right, it seems all right. If we're still lagging, we'll try to figure it out. But again, you might want to. Good, still lagging. Okay, the sister Janice Bell says it's still lagging. It's still lagging. So what I'm going to do is, for anybody who is watching this on Instagram Live, if you are watching this on Instagram Live, you could jump out of the Instagram Live and watch it on the YouTube or Facebook. So again, if you're watching it on Instagram Live, you could jump out of the Instagram Live and watch it. Salakia, you could watch it on the Facebook or on YouTube. So I'm going to remove the Instagram Live. I'm going to remove the Instagram Live. The Instagram Live is removed. Hopefully the young brother comes back in. He's able to come back in. And Salakia, if it is lagging, let me just send a message to the young brother. All right, so bear with us a second, right? Hopefully the new brother comes back in. Bear with us a quick second. Yeah, he's back.
They are the ones. Salakia, it's night and day.
Oh yeah, look at that. Give that a hand. Give that a hand. That is Tawab, right? All right, so Salakia, if you don't because you don't have the 1611 with you, I'll do the reading. It's no sweat. For the next class, just try to be prepared with a 1611. Or if I understand, you might be using your phone too, so you might. I'm gonna send you an app as soon as we're done. There's an app that I use. It has the 1611 on it in your phone. Yeah, no sweat. All right, so don't you have to worry about the reading. I'll just read. Appreciate you being here with us again. Give this young man a hand for having the courage. Most of y'all Toronto niggas, man, y'all don't have no courage. Y'all out there unaliving each other. That ain't hard. Y'all better go realize who your real enemy is. And if you black, brown, and Hispanic, you black, Hispanic, and Native American, your brothers aren't your enemies. We are not each other's enemy. There's a person who's unaliving us, right? There's a person who's starving us out in these cities, right? So I'm gonna read this again. This is Matthews 5:13. And brother, if you want, you can just take down some notes if you want, right? And I'll send you all these. If you're not able to get the notes at this moment, once we're done, I'll send you all the precepts that we went over. Yeah, no sweat. On the bar. So this is Matthew 5:13. Ye are the salt of the earth, right? Salt is something that gives us flavor. Sis, I'll send you that too. No sweat. Right. So salt is a mineral that gives everything flavor. Like you could put too much salt, or you could put just enough salt in your curry chicken, and ooh wee. Listen, not a lot of people I put just a pinch of salt, right? You put just enough salt, and ooh wee, that'll take your food from 10 to on 1,000, right? Or you can make food with no salt, and it becomes bland. It becomes something that's just, ew, what is that? It has no salt? What did you make? Right? Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost his flavor, right? Now, what that's talking about the condition of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans right now. We are the salt of the earth. We do give this earth its flavor. Let me see if I could pull that image back up one more time for you, right? We give the earth its flavor. They wouldn't know nothing about dancing, rap music, none of that stuff, how to make good food. The stories of, listen, when them Caucasians, good night, I did the same thing again. Bear with me. When them Caucasians came over on boats, they did not know how to shower. Right? Natives said they could smell the Caucasians from miles away. You can smell them coming up to you because they don't know how to shower. It's 2024, and there's a Caucasian woman on the internet talking about she only showers her child once a week. And I'm like, ew, that house must smell nasty. But hey, it's once a week and you're just outside in the dust and all of the time you got to use the washroom and you only showering once a week. Them Caucasians are not our people, right? And I know the Christian church wants to save everybody, but not everybody's going to be saved. All right, so hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Where's that damn picture? And I hate when the internet be taking slow. Okay, I got it. Bear with me one moment. We're going to be getting right back to it. I just got to show you this picture. Now look at that. Look at that right there. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost his flavor, right? That's Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We lost our flavor. They are taking our flavor. That's not them. Look at this picture right here. You're telling me that that's what this person, who is this? Dominica? This woman has a wave cap on. Good night. What she know about a wave cap? Girls don't even wear wave caps. That's how you know they don't know what's going on. They're just taking what they see Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans do and running with it. Is it then forth good for nothing? Black people, are we now good for nothing? Are we only supposed to be the ones that are supposed to keep the economy going, but we don't get the benefits thereof? How many brothers join the oppressor's army just to be beat up in their uniforms and still told to go to the back of the bus? How many brothers are joining the oppressor's army in 2024, 2015, coming back, and it's 2024, and you see them sleeping on Queen Street, right? Because their PTSD is not getting helped. So they're turning to dope. And the Lord doesn't want us on dope, doesn't want us being drug addicts. The Lord plagues us when we're drug addicts and we lose our minds. You know how many brothers and sisters I see just wandering and sleeping outside? And I'm like, damn, if I had the money to house all these brothers and sisters. Well, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we do have the money to do it. We just got to come together, right? So again, but if the salt has lost his flavor, right, wherewith shall it be salted, right? That's a question. Where shall it be salted? Where are we going to have our flavor? Is it then forth good for nothing, but to be cast out, right? Or should we just be cast out? Which we are right now. We're not in our homeland. We've been cast out of our homeland, right? And we haven't seen it. And that's the scripture I'm going to break down when we go down, when we start reading more into these scriptures. We haven't seen our homeland. It's been a hot minute since we've been home, right? If you ask brothers and sisters right now, where are we from? They're going to say Africa. I'll be like, cool. Yeah, we were in Africa at one point, Salakia. Let me turn down my phone. We were definitely in Africa at one point, right? But where in Africa? What tribe were we? Right? Who were we in Africa? What language do we speak? No brother could tell me. No sister could tell me. Some brothers will tell me we're from the moon. Some brothers will tell me we're from space. Some brothers will say, listen, I don't need a sky daddy. Listen, your life is horrible right now. So you need a father. You need someone who's going to give you law, who's going to give you order in your lives. Because our lives right now are out of order, and we lost our flavor. But to be cast out and to be trodden underfoot of men. Okay? Just think about how we live. Last hired, first fired, redlined, right? Good night. You don't even want to talk about the redlining. There's stories of black couples trying to get appraisals for their house and get it shorted. And they're being shorted, chased out of $150,000 on that house. But then they decorated like Caucasians live there, and just magically that $150,000 is there in the appraisal. Right? Are we being trodden underfoot? We are under the foot of these men. That's what's happening to the sons and daughters of God. We're under the foot of men because we're not listening to the Lord. And now they take our flavor, and when we used to be on the corner, remember, they made this an Olympic sport and took it out quickly, from what I'm hearing. But we used to be on the corners doing this. Someone get the big boom box subwoofers, you put them big ass batteries in it, right? Get a large piece of cardboard, and you'll see brothers on that corner for hours. And they would say, go get a job. They would tell us to stop being bums and thugs. Slovakia. And look now. Look at what's happening now. They have our oppressors on the TV doing our dances, wearing wave caps, stealing our flavor, and acting like they're us. Right? And who are we? That's the question now I gotta ask. If you're watching this, right, and you're new to this channel, you're new to these classes, even if you watched it later, if you're watching this later and it's not live right now, stop right here. I'm gonna ask you a question. Before you continue, stop. Who are you? If you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, who are you biblically? Or you believe in the Bible, who are you? Now press play. and you'll get the rest of the answer. You just type it in the comments when this is done. Right? So I'm going to tell you who we are. It's not that hard. It's right here. Hold up. And what's crazy is this Bible has been around forever. But it just collects dust, and the pastors don't break it down properly. So we're going to go through it right now and read it. So everybody, if you're watching, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, right? And we're going to start at verse 1. Right? So again, y'all could take notes now, or you could come back and watch this later and take notes then. All right, so I'm going to read it in a second. Salakia. I'm going to read it in one moment. Bear with me. All right, so I got Deuteronomy 27, verse 1. Right? Just going to take this off. Look at that snow roach wearing a wave cap. That's crazy. Good night. And listen, you know what's crazy? If a black man wears a wave cap, and I go through this experience all the time, right? We walk down the street wearing a wave cap. Listen, I'm literally wearing a wave cap because my hair is messy at the moment, right? And I don't have a fresh braid up. The braid, black hair, you get maybe a week, you get 3-4 days of good braids. And then the life of the braids, it slowly starts to fizz. It's like frizzy. And look, now what? Me, I'm a brother, man. I'm going to rock that wave cap for like 3 nights. 3 nights. My rib, she hates it. She don't even like doing my hair. Right? I'm going to rock that wave cap for 3 nights. And on the 4th night, that wave cap, I don't even know where it is no more. The 5th day I wake up, my hair looks like I haven't braided it in 3-4 weeks. So I rock a wave cap. It's like, damn, I can't find a hat right now. Let me just throw on this wave cap real quick. Run to the store, come back. I walk into the store and everyone's looking at me like, damn, that's a thug. Which is crazy to see this. I gotta zoom in one more time just for y'all. Look at this right here. Hold up. That is a Caucasian woman. 1 second, let me just get it right. That's a Caucasian woman in a wave cap. Would they call her a thug? They see a brother walking down the street. They are not calling her a thug, but they'll call the brother a thug. Let's say that brother is a thug. They'll look at like the ignorance and pride of our oppressors. They'll look at the wave cap, something that's just meant to keep your hair neat. Right? Brothers will either wear it if they have braids, if their braids are messy, they're trying to keep their braids neat, or you're trying to get like some brothers and do 365 brushes to the front, 365 brushes to the back and the side to make those tsunamis. Right? If you want to see a tsunami, just look at the hair of a brother under the wave cap. It's going to peel off the wave cap and it's going to be like, da-da!
Slacky Arwan. If my hair was cut, I would have waves right now. But I'm a little behind.
Waves right now.
Right now.
Damn right. Damn right. There's nothing wrong with those waves. Sometimes I get tired of braiding my hair and I just be dreaming of that 365 brush. I just be like, I'm like, damn, I gotta stop my hands sometimes. I'm like, all right, you got braids. What are you doing? All right. So let's continue where we were reading. We're identifying who Israel is and who lost their flavor in the earth. What you're going to find out is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who lost their flavor in the earth. Right? This is Deuteronomy 27, verse 1. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people. Right? So there was a time when we were leaving Egypt. And Moses was with the elders, right? He was damn near doing all the work by himself, just him and his brother, right? And he needed brothers to help him. And damn near, that's how we get our rank structure for the I.S.U.P.K. That is how we get it, because of what Moses did. He sat down with the elders, he made them officers and captains, right? And you know what? I'm gonna see if I could find that verse. Because I said it, I don't want to just say it and not bring it up. So I'm gonna find the verse. So let me jump to, I'm gonna put a pin right in this. I'm gonna come back to this real quick. Right? We had elders, we had structure. That's who we were as a people. We're not a lawless people that you see running around today. We're like how we are today because of our oppressor and his Christianity. That's why we're lawless today. But we were never lawless. We were given a law when we became a nation. Right? It's right here, Deuteronomy 1 verse. This is Deuteronomy 1 verse 15, right? So for context, Moses was doing all the work by himself, and he was given counsel on how not to be crazy stressed out, how not to imagine you have over 100,000 people asking you questions every day. You just got to deal with it by yourself, right? So he gave out positions to wise men. I'm going to read it right here. This is Deuteronomy 1 and 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known. Right? So these were men who were wise, they were known, they were respected, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. Right? So that's the ranking structure of the UPK. And that's what we were just reading when Moses is sitting down. When we go back to Deuteronomy 27, verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, right? So he gave these commandments to the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. Right? And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to keep these commandments. Look at the lives of us who don't keep the commandments. Right? Yeah, like how many times has a brother said, right? Free this brother. Like you're in the world, right? I've been there. I was in the world at one point. And I heard one of my friends or brothers went to jail. And I was like, free him. Free that brother. He's not supposed to be locked behind bars, knowing damn well this nigga a drug dealer. This nigga's back to every mother in the neighborhood. He loading up guns, and if you say the wrong thing to him, he's gonna unalive you. Free him. He needs to be free. He's selling dog food to all of our people, destroying our community because he doesn't know who he is. Right? Well, we are giving commandments. We're giving law. We're giving things that we were supposed to do and things that would happen to us if we didn't do it. You ever wonder why your neighborhoods are the way they are now? Because where are the wise men? Who are the brothers, the elders who are supposed to be giving counsel? I'm going to give you an example, and this is something I know to be a fact, right? In the city of Toronto right now, the beef between the neighborhoods, right? Someone innocently can get unalived, and this happens a lot where innocent people are being unalived. And you'll have people say, these young men are so wild. They are so wild. What is happening? Well, I'm gonna break it down to you like this. Those young men should not be trying to unalive each other, right? Because that's doing the work of the devil, who's the oppressor the Bible speaks of, the Caucasian man, right? But at the same time, Those same devils raided those neighborhoods 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and took all the now by no fact are these wise men or righteous men that I'm saying were arrested and charged, right? They weren't wise and they weren't righteous, but they had control over their neighborhoods. You couldn't just go unalive someone. Well, those men aren't there. And now who's raising these kids? The kids, right? There's no rules to the streets. The streets is dead. Y'all better recognize. You think, good night. Listen, I'm telling everybody this. Niggas be telling. And I hate I have to say it like that. Right? That's definitely true. You think you're going to go to jail and the brother, you're like, don't tell on me. You know one thing I heard? I heard this from brothers in the world. If we all shoot, no one can tell. Yeah, right. The person who said that is telling. Y'all all shot the gun, but he's saying you shot it first. He's trying to get lighter time. The streets is dead. We have commandments we're supposed to keep. Let me jump to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. All right. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently, right? Meaning you listen, you pay attention diligently, right? Let's get the definition of diligently. Bear with me one moment. Or Salakia. No, I got it. Don't worry about it. 1 second. Diligently. The meaning for diligently. In a way that shows care and consciousness in one's work or duties, right? And what is work? Keeping the commandments. Keeping the commandments is the work that you have to do, right? Hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe. And Salakia, if you got any questions, you can feel free to answer. Ask the question at any time.
The water.
Hey, no sweat. Right? Hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe and to do all his commandments, right? So we gotta see these commandments, we gotta keep them, right? That's what observing is. It's basically seeing these commandments and doing them, right? You read thou shalt not steal. Well, don't steal. Right? You read thou shalt not covet, right? You don't want to do that. Hold up. To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And that is the rightful place of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of Israel. Like, I'm just confused. Why is breakdancing in the Olympics, but not line dancing? Right? Where's the river dancing of the Irish? Where's the country line dancing?
The square dancing.
The square, yeah, that's what they call it. Square dancing. I confuse it. Line dancing is what the Irish do, and square dancing is what the rednecks do. So, right? Why wasn't that there? Because listen, that's not flavorful. Why wasn't the neck dance that the Ethiopians do in there? Have y'all ever seen that dance? Listen, I might have to pull this up. But I'm probably not going to. But listen, there is a neck dance that Ethiopians do. Good night. I'll just pull it up in a second. Maybe before the end of class, I'll pull it up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. That wasn't there, though. It wasn't in the Olympics because it's not flavorful. It's like no one wants to watch that. It's not entertaining. But who's entertaining? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. right? And we're entertaining because we're supposed to, they all want to be like us, right? Now, I'm gonna give y'all sisters a bitter truth. Y'all see the Transformers? Who do the Transformers act like? Just think about it. All right, it's like you breaking up for a second. Hopefully,
Slack Yadawan, can you hear me?
you there? We still connected? Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Young man, Khalil, who do you think the Transformers act like?
I think they act like the devils, to be blunt, or to act like the devil, to be blunt. Realistically, I think they try to act like
Slack, are you
things they're
there?
not.
What is going
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
All right.
Salakia,
If
can you hear
anybody's
me?
watching, put a one in the chat if it's too often. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're too often.
I think the Transformers act like the devil the Bible speaks about, and like all of those um those um those jokers that was in the temples in Egypt. It's breaking up, bro.
LGBT. If y'all could hear me, the Transformers do act like devils because that is their culture, right? But the type of woman that they are trying to portray, sassy, is a ratchet black woman, is a ratchet sister. That's why they promote, right? Everything that's horrible about us, they like. That's why Sexy Red will get as much is look at the way a Sexy Red acts, right? Look at the way a Glorilla acts, the way listen, Cardi B has her moments, right? But look at the way they act in general, and you'll notice these are the same, that's the same type of spirit. That's the same way Transformer acts, right? Being a ratchet sister is like being a Transformer, right? And why? Why? Because they want to be like us, right? Think about it. You'll have a Caucasian child who grows up in the house with a devil who absolutely hates black people. He says nigger all the time. But that same son is going to grow up to be a drill rapper. He wants to rap. He wants to get grills. He wants to wear his pants below the waist, which is good. Not if any brother wearing their pants below their waist, you're saying that you are an LGBTQ community member, right? But again, Caucasians want to be like us, and we were going to be high above all nations, right? But there is a thing that happens if we don't keep the commandments. What's our time like? Okay, we're good on time, right? And that's the same chapter, Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, right? So if we don't listen to the voice of God, if we don't listen to the men who the Lord has sent to keep us correct and in line, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. right? So you mark, like, if you look at the way Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans live, like, it's like we're under a curse. Right? And you've heard Black people say this. They feel like they've been cursed because nothing goes right. Right? You might be trying to do something and it goes right for about a second, and then out of nowhere, it's like, damn, this thing just did not go right at all. Horrible. Right? Well, let's look at some of these curses. Let's look at some of the curses that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans go through. Right? Verse 16. And cursed shall thou be in the city. Right? What's that mean? You walking through your neighborhood and you get shot by somebody just because you're from that neighborhood. You're walking down the street and there was a time when it was hard for young men, Black men and Hispanic men, to walk down the streets of Toronto without being shoved up against some cruiser.
Right now in the East End,
they called it the era of carting.
Salakia, one. Right now in the East End, it's
Salakia, can you repeat that?
Salakia, one. Right now in the East End of Toronto, right?
Yeah, I got you.
A suburb named Scarborough. I'm pretty sure you're familiar, but I'm not sure with who's is and who's not at home. But right now in Scarborough, it's very much like that, and it's very much young men getting unalive because of where you're from and where you're not, and a lot of people are falling victim just from being in the places at a certain time.
Right, like if you're from Parma Court, someone from Chester Lee might unalive you. And I listen. I talk about the beefs on this channel, man. I let it be known, y'all brothers don't act like y'all ain't doing this shit, right? Because we got to know these things. So like we can listen to some rap music from these neighborhoods, but you have to understand, if you listen to Toronto rap music, right? Most of Toronto rap music is talking about the unaliving of a brother. And most of these brothers are, eventually it turns into blood feuds. But it starts as something so simple that if two brothers got counsel from the I.S.U.P.K, there wouldn't be generational wars happening. You wouldn't be from, Block 13, afraid to walk through your neighborhood. Right? Give that a hand, definitely. And we're cursed in the city. You can't walk through again. There's a time when we felt like every time, and I know this for a fact. This used to happen to me. I moved out of Lawrence Heights into Jane and Finch. So from one Black neighborhood to another. And listen, I loved Jane and Finch because it was Black. I loved Lawrence Heights because it was Black. Right? You get a sense of community when there's no violence. Right? Now imagine, I'm 16 at the time, going to work at a donut shop. I had a Krispy Kreme uniform on. The uniform is like a highlighter blue and khaki pants and non-slip shoes. And I'm riding a bike to work. And the police officer, right? If we're back now. The police officers stopped me and they asked, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to work." "Well, where's your ID?" I didn't know I didn't have to give them my ID, right? But I'll just tell brothers, listen, if they ask you for your ID, just quickly give it to them. Right? There is a verse for that. I'll get you that in a second as soon as I finish explaining what would happen. No criminal charges, and I'm going to work in a dorky uniform, and the police stop me, ask for my ID, and say I fit the description of a robbery suspect. Now, who the hell is robbing someone in a Krispy Kreme uniform? And was there a robbery? Listen, I know there was not a robbery. Right? And it just so happens that every day you get stopped, you fit the description of something. That's a curse. We can't even feed ourselves properly in this city. That's a curse. Right? Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field. You all see what happened to the brothers who came up from Jamaica? They were forced to work in that field, forced to work in the countryside, while feces comes up in their living quarters. While feces is coming through the drain in their sewers. And when they complained, nothing was done about it, so they gave the video to the city, of the oppressor blatantly disrespecting them and yelling at them, right? He don't have to go into his house and see feces, or maybe he does and he's just used to it because that's how he lives, right? But when these young brothers complained, they were sent on the first plane flying through the air back to the islands. We're cursing these fields. We're cursing these cities. Let's keep going. Let's jump down to verse 32, right? And I'm quite sure every Black, Hispanic, and especially my Gadite brothers and sisters in Canada understand what I'm about to read right now, right? And this applies to us. You see the people with the little hats and the ZZs, and they say they're us. They took our culture and ran with it and made Bathurst and Lawrence. They see our culture and ran with it, and now they have a little stitch of land where they oppress the Palestinians and claim to be us. But they're not us, because these curses don't apply to them. Right? This is Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons, right? The young men of our nation, or young warriors. We need more warriors, right? Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. The Gadites know this. Over 10,000 bodies of unalived Native Americans, indigenous people, who we call the tribe of Gad in Canada, were found. The bodies of these children were found on the grounds of residential schools in Kamloops. Right? And listen, I got a video. I wonder if I could find it. If I could find it, I'm gonna play that video as well. But I got a video of a brother who survived what was known as the 60 scoop. One day I was just downtown with my camera. I always go everywhere with my camera nowadays. But I was down, I didn't have a camera at these times. I had my phone. And they were protesting. I was like, what are they doing? And they're protesting, trying to get land back. And I had to break it down to these brothers and sisters. I understand your energy. You might as well just come join me because you're not getting the land back doing this. These guys got tanks and predator drones. They're not giving nothing back. Right? But this brother, he told the story of how he went through the 60s scoop, where in the 60s, they scooped up Native American children by the thousands and put them in residential schools, tortured them. Commander General YAHANNA broke this down of how there was an electric chair. Did you know this? There was an electric chair in the residential schools in Canada.
I had no idea about that other one. I just know that they were ran by Catholic pedophiles.
Damn right, right? They had electric chairs and they would torture these young children, right? They would torture them, and if a brother or sister, a young brother or sister, a child wanted to use the washroom in the middle of the night, like how this happens all the time, right? All right, Max asks, can we give an example of how the Jews, the Jewish people, don't fit any of the curses, please? Right, if you could bear with me in a moment, I'll do that, right? But the Native American children, Gadites, indigenous, our brothers and sisters, if they need to use the washroom in the end of the night, in the middle of the night, they had to hold it. If they didn't, they would get beat within an inch of their life. And for those who were allowed to use the washroom, they had to walk miles to go to the washroom in the middle of the night. Right? That didn't happen to the so-called Jewish people. Right? An example of how they don't fit the curses. Well, let's go back to one more, right? Now, Jewish people, they might say, well, our children were taken in the Holocaust. Cool. Y'all Jewish people participated in our Holocaust. All right? Y'all act like y'all weren't slave owners. Like some of y'all weren't in the Klan. Let's keep reading. Thy sons and daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eye shall look and fail with longing for them all day long. Good night. Salakia, that's my brother Shayuan. He tuning in. Salakia Shayuan, I don't know what you just posted, but if you could just jump on the StreamYard and post that link in the private chat for me, Baba Kasha. Because I won't be able to pull it up in the comments. I kind of want to pull it up. That might be the video. Listen, that might be the video I was asking for. Or it might be a video Shayuan wants me to play, which I'll definitely do it. Right? Give Shayuan a hat. Listen, Shayuan be all over the map. His brother drove from up north down to Florida to get to the Passover. He in Detroit right now. He probably in New Jersey somewhere. Salakia. Shayuan be traveling the world. Listen, I thought Officer Aban was traveling the world. Shayuan be everywhere. Him and Baraki Allah. Lord Allah, I could get like them soon. Let's keep going. Where were we? And fail with longing for them all day long. Right? Now ask, did the Jewish people, if you go and I swear Palestine just dropped some fireworks. So listen, I'm not on TikTok. I swear Palestine just bombed the hell out of that little land called Israel. Right? Because the land of Israel is not that little stitch of land. The land of Israel that's biblically, its borders are huge. It's what we call the Middle East. Right? But them Palestinians dropped a few bombs on Israel. And Israel defended them. They leveled Palestine. Getting all types of money. They got all types of might in their hand. Right? They got all types of might in their hand. And there shall be no might in thy hand. Well, the Jewish people have might in their hand. They're not the Israelites. They're imposters. They're the Khazars. Let's keep going. Now, okay, 1 second. What's another way that our young brothers and sisters are given to another people? We see this all the time, right? This happens to so many brothers and sisters, where some oppressor might be watching you, and the minute they feel a ways, they call Children's Aid Society on you. Now you got to report to them, right? I know a brother who is a stepfather he had a rib. They're still together. They got a beautiful family, right? He's a stepfather. He told the young boy that he was raising, right? He took that role on. Give that brother a hand. He took that role on. He thanked that young man because the young man, he's a young boy. He had to be in like grade 3 or 4 at this time. And they were playing ass tag in their elementary school. I don't know where these kids learned how to play that game. And he told that young man, do not play that game. It's not appropriate. And the young man got suspended for playing that game. Like the father that he is, he's raising that boy. He spanked him. He didn't abuse him, but he spanked him. The young boy went to school when he was allowed back to school and told the teacher, you should have never told on me because I got spanked. Y'all know what that Caucasian woman did? She reported it to the school. The school called CAS. CAS took that young man away from his family for a little bit. This happens all the time. Where Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, depending on what we do, some oppressor is going to try and take your child away from you. And those foster care homes are not good for us. That's where all the abuse is happening. Listen, you want to know where abuse is happening? It's happening in the church. It's happening in the foster care system as well. Right? What's another way that we are losing our young brothers and sisters? Right? They're committing crime. Or like the central Salaki, what'd you say?
Addiction. Salaki, other one.
Yeah, addiction definitely leading. Addiction is definitely a cause of why our brothers and sisters are being given to another people, meaning they're given into the hands of their enemies because of this addiction. Can't stop smoking crack, so now you're trying to steal, you're getting arrested and given to the hands of another people. And a young mom, an older woman who's a mom, she looking at her son in his 30s just in and out of jail, and she wants to free him, but can't. She has no right to do it. The police, and this is crazy, right? And this is how you know we don't have no might in our hand. This don't apply to us. This don't apply to the Jewish people. During COVID, NYPD was getting beat up by the Jewish people and arresting us for sitting in front of our buildings, right? And this happened also in Canada, right? Where we're getting ticketed and charged, right? If we're having a gathering. We had a high holy day and they wanted to charge us because we're having a high holy day during COVID and we're not supposed to be together. But they don't understand that us having the high holy days, we're praying for these plagues. We're praying for these plagues. We're observing these high holy days so the Lord can plague the earth. Because in the plaguing of the earth is our freedom. In the third world's war, or the third destruction, which is a world war, the third world's war is going to free us. So this is what we pray for, right? You got brothers and sisters right now. Where was it? Thy sons and daughters shall be given unto another people. Thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. If the police come into your house right now and kick the door and decide to put handcuffs on everybody, you can't do nothing about it. If the NYPD goes into a Jewish neighborhood, they ain't arresting nothing. We've seen them sewer rats making tunnels in their synagogue of Satan. And the NYPD is like they were throwing the Torah at them. NYPD couldn't do nothing about it. Right? Let's keep going. That's how these curses don't apply to the Jewish man. Because if you kick their door in, they're going to do something about it. You kick our door in, we have no might in our hand. Why is that? Because we don't know who we are. Let's keep going where we at. Let's jump down to, again, Deuteronomy 48. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. All right? Deuteronomy 28 and 48 reads as this. There shall thou serve thine enemies. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. Right? Breaking the law led us to serving our enemies. How? Oh, who feeds us right now? Who houses us? Who do we have to go beg for a job? Who do we have to beg to keep a job? You see brothers right now, the police walk upon them and put the handcuffs on them. You see a brother, the hardest brother in the world. He's the ultimate gangster in your neighborhood. He turns to a crybaby, begging for his freedom. Good night. They also living right in the land. They not suffering. That's absolutely right, Max. They are not suffering in that land. They are defending themselves. Let's keep going. Where was I? 48. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst. Right? We're serving these enemies. Again, who do we go to get water from? We're thirsty for a life that's good. And who do we have to beg for it? The oppressors. Right? Who do we have to beg for food from? The oppressors. And in nakedness, right? Where's the black textile? Who do we buy all of our clothes from? Our oppressor. We're still in his hand till this day. Until he hath destroyed thee. And look at how we live right now. We are ultimately destroyed. Right? There's no one who can say black people as a whole is living a good life. You can say Drake got some money. You can say Oprah got some money. You can say there's a select few black people with some money. But as a whole, collectively, black people are destroyed. Right? We just go with everything. Like I had a conversation with a sister today about voting. And which devil to vote for? We are ultimately destroyed. I will never pick the lesser of two evils. I will vote for Christ. Listen, there's an election right now, and nigga Christ is on that ballot. Good night. I'm putting my vote in. You got to make your election sure. Listen, if they said Commanding General YAHANNA right now could run Canada, I'll be the first at the ballot office. At least I know I'm putting a righteous brother over me. Right? We're not supposed to put a non-righteous Salakia. We're not supposed to put a heathen over us. I'll say it like that. Don't put a heathen over us. And any brother or sister that is praised by heathens is the enemy onto us. Hey, I like this nigga Zabaja talking crazy. Nah, we were better segregated. I understand. Y'all heard that. Y'all clicked off the YouTube right now. Y'all don't want to listen no more. I'm talking crazy. But when we were segregated, we had marriages, right? We didn't have single homes. When we were segregated, we had businesses. The black dollar lasted in the black community weeks before it went out. A sister gets her paycheck right now. What is the first thing y'all place most of these worldly sisters are going to? Khan.
We had community as a whole.
Damn right. We definitely had community as a whole. Wait 1 second. My rib wants to tell us where these sisters are going. You don't go too far. You might come here and speak loudly. You gotta speak loudly. So my rib, she kind of shy. Don't worry about it. But she said the hair salon. Good night. Listen, them sisters run to the hair salon. Who owns the hair salon? It ain't us. Good night. I remember I was driving around. I needed some grease. My rib, I think she needed something out one of them spots. So we went to Victoria Park in Ellesmere, right? Right at Victoria Park in Ellesmere, in that plaza by the metro, there's a hair store ran by Asians. Who's working in there? Sisters. Now I'm happy my sisters get a job, right? But what music they playing in there? Black music. Why? To entice us and make us feel comfortable. And I asked this question to sisters, like, how do y'all feel knowing that y'all spend all this money in these companies, don't get a percentage, can't hire who you want to hire, but we're the ones keeping these companies alive? Just go outside of a hair salon, not a hair salon, one of these hair stores, and look at the customer basis. Listen, out of 100, it's going to be 95% black. All right? So out of 100 is going to be 95% black. And damn, that is crazy. Khan.
And Adawan, 95% of the stuff they're going to be selling is going to be to cater to us in some way, shape, or form.
That's right. 95% of the stuff they're selling is going to be catered to us. Hold up. That Angel Cake, you are in timeout. I don't know what you were typing. So I'm going to just leave you on timeout for a little bit. Right? So That's what happens, right? They have destroyed us. And these sisters, like you could tell a sister, like think about it like this. We could tell a sister, tell these sisters, listen, don't go shop in them Asian companies unless they're gonna come and donate to our neighborhood. They're gonna come and do a book drive, a school bag drive, right? Buy some shoes for all the kids in the neighborhood. They're making billions of dollars off of us. You just have to not go shop in that place for a few weeks so they can lose money and take us seriously. And unfortunately, these sisters ain't doing it because we're destroyed, right? They won't do it. Let's read verse 49. Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far. Well, we are hiding out in Africa, hiding from the Romans. And people from the Dutch, people from England, people from France, they came to look for us and made deals with Africans who went into these jungles and into these lands to come and round us up. Made deals with the Arabs to come and round us up and put us into the transatlantic slavery, right? And for those of you who hate your brother, who are the Hispanics, just know the transatlantic slavery did not start with us in Africa. It started in South America, and they went to Spain. And when they couldn't get any more natives, that's when they came to Africa and get us. Right? The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far. Well, we had brothers and sisters in South America, and people from Spain came and put them on ships, right? From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies. Y'all ever seen those boats, those ships, them big mast sail ships on water? They can fly across that water very fast. Especially if you design the hull to pierce water. It'll fly fast, right? And what else? What bird does the oppressor use as his symbol all the time? If it's not an eagle, it's a falcon. That's what they use. Just look at all these oppressors' maps. Go look at the American seal. What are you going to see? You're going to see an eagle. Go look on the staffs that the Romans had. They had falcons and eagles. Let's keep reading. Now, ask yourself. Now I got a question that. Listen, this is the question. When did the Jewish people have a nation come from the other end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth? Right? When did they have a nation like that come up? Say the Germans, because they were in close proximity to the Germans. They were living in Germany. They owned banks and businesses in Germany. So this verse doesn't apply to them. But it does apply to blacks and Hispanics, right? I'll just say blacks and Hispanics right now, because so-called Hispanics are Native Americans who were forced to speak Spanish. Let's keep going. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. We didn't speak the king's English, right? We didn't speak the language that the oppressors were speaking. We were still speaking Hebrew. If you look at a lot of the native words and even their characters for the written script, you'll see Hebrew. The Las Lunas stone, they thought it was another language until they examined it and turned it upside down and realized it's Paleo-Hebrew. Not the Assyrian that you see today. But actually, let me see if I can get it. Bear with me one moment. Let me see if I can take it into this book. Where is it? Good night. I might have to print it out. Oh, Salakia, I know where it is. I know exactly where I put it. I put it with the Torah that I have. Right? So y'all can see we got the Paleo Hebrew, we got the Torah, and they would show. Good night. You know what I'm gonna do? Take this off. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna take this off real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So if y'all can see, that top line is the Paleo Hebrew, right? That's the Hebrew that Abraham wrote, that the Israelites wrote before the captivity. Under is what they pass off as Hebrew today, and that is during our captivity, the Syrian captivity. All right. So let's get back to it. Where were we? We didn't understand the Caucasians language and what they were speaking. That was a tongue we did not understand. Hold up. Just want to get back to our virtual background. I might switch it up actually. Bear with me. I think I'm going to switch it up right now and go with this one. All right. So let's get back to it. We're going to read verse 50. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 50. A nation of fierce continents. Right? Now, let's get the definition of continents. Hold up. Let me get that real quick for you. Right? It's always, and what you should also do, right? If you are watching these classes, if you're a student or you pay attention to the classes of I.S.U.P.K, you want to get you a Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. I'm going to see if that definition is in here first before I go anywhere else. No. Let me check where's my compact? Bear with me. I'm going to check for my compact. Right, I also have an ultimate compact Bible dictionary. This will help you with the definitions for those of y'all can't. Good night. It's because of the green screen. So maybe y'all can see if I do it like this. Right? Yeah. So let's see. You want to get you one of those. And you can find all of these on Amazon. It'll just help you with your definitions. Hold up. La, it's not there. So I'm going to just get the definition for you. All right. A person's face or facial expression. Let's see. Let's get it out the Oxford. Right, so it's talking about a person's face or facial expression. See if I can find another definition. Okay, bear with me. Hold up. Good night. Okay, so I got to support something, continents, something continents. To support something or to agree something happening. Consent to. Okay. Well, this is a nation of fierce continents, right? We got the first definition earlier, facial expression, which shall not regard the person of old. Y'all seen that? Salaki, what was that sister's name? Believe it was. Hold up. Massey. She was unalived by police officers in her own home. I went to Caledon in Ontario where they were having land back protests. And the Gadite brothers and sisters said the RCMP came by in the night shooting rubber bullets at them. And they didn't care if it was old people or young children that got hit. Many old people or elders of that community and many young of that community were hit by rubber bullets flying through the air in the nighttime. Now imagine you're at a place where y'all are protesting, trying to get back land that you believe is yours, that is theirs, right? That was stolen from them. And out of nowhere, devils come up and start shooting rubber bullets at you. Right? A nation of fierce continents which shall not regard the persons of old. Right? They're shooting rubber bullets at you. Hold up. Tamir writes, unalived within a few seconds of police officers jumping out of their car. He had a BB gun, a toy gun that they sell and market to children. Right? A nation of which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. They handcuff our babies on a regular basis. A young black baby acting up in school, Native American, Hispanic baby acting up in school, right? And at the time, it's not even just like children acting up. Listen, these teachers be speaking to our children in ways, and these children know it's not right, and they might speak up for themselves. And the teacher's going to come out and get the child in trouble, right? Call the police before they call the parents, and you get to the school and your daughter or son is traumatized because they put handcuffs on him or her. And now they just absolutely don't trust the police, which they should never do anyways. We got to teach our children not to trust these devils. Right? Because they show, let me read it again. Which shall not regard the person of old. Okay, princess, I got you. The person of old, nor show favor to the young. And that's what's happening. That doesn't happen to the so-called Jewish people. Right? Now, listen, we are coming up on that time. So I got a couple more scriptures that we're going to read, then we're going to close out. All right? This is, excuse me. Salakia. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. Right? Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. And y'all just gotta think about it like this. Where did blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans go into captivity? The correct answer is all over the earth. Right? 1,100 Tainos were taken from South America and brought. And if it wasn't South America, it was one of the islands in the Caribbean, right? I just have to. I believe it might have. If it wasn't South America, it was Puerto Rico, somewhere around there, right? We're taken and brought to Spain. 1,100, 300 survived Them devils called it good business. Thus birthed the transatlantic slave trade. And once they realized, damn, some of the people passed away during that voyage, they said, let's get insurance on the cargo. And that's how you get insurance today. Where you get insurance on things. You might pay a premium to make sure that if any damage happens to your goods or your property or you can get paid for it. Right? Again, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Look at our lives. You can, like, no matter if you don't believe or not, you can never turn around and say Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans weren't scattered all throughout the earth. Y'all seen the movie Pocahontas? Y'all know that movie is really about a 12-year-old girl who was taken against her will to Europe. Us as a people, we're being scattered. Right? And Shalom Adolphus. Let's go through some of these comments. Right? Let's keep reading. From one end of the earth, even onto the other, right? We went from, what's going on? It looks like we're back. We went from Africa into the Caribbeans, from Africa into the Americas. Our brothers and sisters were taken from the Americas and into Europe, and into Asia, and into Northern Europe and Eastern European bloc. Right? That happened to us. We did slavery everywhere in the
We're still doing slavery now.
and there to the spiritual. Every Black, Hispanic, and Native American, they say we're spiritual. And we're spiritual people. Right? And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods. We're serving other gods today. Let's find out who these gods are, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. Well, what does that mean? Right? It means we're serving gods we're not supposed to. We never knew these gods. These gods were introduced to us. Right? Now let's find out who these gods are. Even wood, right? Listen, there are many idols today made out of wood that Black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans bow down to. The biggest one made out of wood is that cross. And y'all are like, damn, you talking crazy again. Well, I'm going to explain it to you. If Christ was unalived on the cross, right? The cross is not something that saved Christ. It's not a symbol of saving. The cross was down, right? So the cross is like a sword or a noose. Now I'm gonna break it down to you in another way, something y'all can understand in 2024, right? If Christ was killed with a gun, would we all put a gun on our neck? Would we all walk around with iced out guns and go pay for a pendant of a gun because if Christ was unalived with an AK-47, would we get iced out AK-47s and put them as pendants? Would we rock a iced out AK-47 as a pendant? Would we go into the church and put up a AK-47 in the center of the church? What's that have to do? Listen, the cross is an idol. You got people who will bow down to a Caucasian wooden carving of Caesar Borgia, of the Borgias, the Italian crime family. Caesar Borgia's picture is known in the earth today. It's the most famous picture in the earth today. That's because they tell you Caesar Borgia is Christ. That's not what you see. You can't read the description of Christ and see a Caucasian man with long, straight blonde hair and be like, yeah, that matches. You would be lying. Even wood, so that's the cross and any other idol, and stone. What is the stone? Brother, what do you think the stone is talking about in this?
Slaki Adawan. I think it is talking about Islam. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Adawan?
Damn right. Give this young man a hand. Damn. Listen, the oppressor's internet, it sucks. That's why we keep freezing. The oppressor's internet, it sucks. It's horrible, right? But you're talking about the cobblestone, and that is the correct answer, right? And there are other stones that people worship. Listen, I've seen sisters put stones on their TV stands and talking about this is the money stone. It's gonna bring good spirits and money in the house. And she broke. She's struggling to pay the bills. No money coming in the house, just money going out. Right, money come in, but it goes right out. Right away. Right? I'm gonna read one more verse for you. I read one more verse for you. And you just tell me who this is. Tell me, right? Because I'm going to tell you he doesn't. I'm going to prove it to you he doesn't. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, what is the word Egypt mean? And what's happening here? The Lord's going to bring the Israelites into Egypt again. First, the word Egypt. The word Egypt means bondage, right? When the Greeks Egypt is. It's the house of bondage, right? It's the house of our captivity. That's what Egypt is. So the Lord said he's going to bring us into captivity again. Okay. Now, some people are like, yeah, he said he was going to bring them into Egypt again. All right. Well, we walked out of Egypt the first time. Let's see what it says. Into Egypt again with ships. You don't need a ship to get into Egypt. You can walk in. The canal that is built now wasn't there in the time of Moses, right? You could literally walk into Egypt. Let's keep going. Well, who went into captivity on ships? Who went into bondage on ships? Everyone's going to be like, well, there was lots of people who went into slavery. So I got one more verse after this just for you, right? With ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. That's talking about our homeland. We never seen our homeland again after we left. We've been running ever since, living in the wilderness. Now there's other people inhabiting our land and claiming to be us and telling us we need to worship them and trying to convert us into being Muslim. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Listen, I gotta break this down again. Read this again. And there ye shall be sold. Well, who was sold? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were sold onto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, meaning men who did labor, women who did labor. That was slavery. That's how America was built. That's how Canada was built. Listen, Canada had slavery too. They just don't like to talk about it. Listen, go try to find images of slavery in Canada. Go try to find write-ups about slavery in Canada. I did it. My brother Sharyuan did it. We all did it. It's one of the hardest information to find because they don't want that information out. Right? Let's keep reading. That means no man shall buy you. Right? It means no one came to set us free. If we're African, now this is a hypothetical question. If we're African, why did they come and rescue us? They had ships. They got money. Right? Why because there's no attempt to rescue those other so-called Africans who went into captivity? Well, that's simple. We're not African. We're not Hamites. Right? So let me get you another one. People will say, listen, we're almost there. A lot of people say, a lot of people went into slavery and lost their heritage. Right? So for people that say there was other people who went into slavery, I'm going to ask them, did they lose their heritage? Do they know who the people who went into slavery, do they know who they are as a nation? Because on a whole, Black people don't know who we are as a nation. How do we know that? We call ourselves Black, African Americans, right? There's a word that we call ourselves, and listen, there's a word, you can go to Acts 13:1. We call ourselves nigga, or we call ourselves nigga, right? Oppressors call us niggas. That is in the Bible, right? There were priests, Simeon and Barnabas. Was it Simeon and Barnabas? I believe so. Who were called? Let me just get to it. 1 second. Now, this is Acts 13:1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger. That word is Black. Right? That word is Black. So we call ourselves Black not knowing who we are, because they called us Black. Now we call ourselves nigga, but that most of us don't understand that is an identifier for us, meaning that lets us know who the children of Israel are, because that's what the priests and prophets were called, Black, Niger. Right? Let's keep reading. This is Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Good night. Well, listen, we went and served captivity and forgot who we were. So today we call ourselves Hispanic. The Spanish just called themselves Spanish. Native Americans who were forced to speak Spanish are called Hispanics or Latinos or Latins. Black people were just called Black. We forgot who we were. Native Americans have been tortured by the Caucasians so much that they don't even remember that this book is their book. And the stories in the Bible are their stories, not the Caucasian stories. Right? So with that said, the water for y'all for bearing with us. I know the stream got a little choppy. right? The stream definitely got a little choppy, but we're gonna call an end to this class. I'm going to read the announcements real quick for you, and then I'm gonna put an end to the stream. Hold up, let me just find it real quick. Where them announcements at? All right. I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We have the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West, 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ai, which means 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to Treasury Department or teacher. Right? If you're trying to pay tithes, you can just go on the isupk.com website and pay your tithes there. Buy food drives that we free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Up and come blowing trumpets, memorial of blowing trumpets is coming up. That's Wednesday, October 2nd, 2009. With that said, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and sisters, men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M, which means to stand. Right, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and sisters. All right, Ak, if you're watching, you could just follow along with what I'm doing right here. If you can see me. Hold up, let me get you right. If you can see me, right? So I.M.A.J.M Shabbat, you're going to stand with your legs spread shoulder width apart and put your hands behind your back like a fist, like it's meeting each other. Right? I'm not sure if you can see, but it'll be like this. Right? I.M.A.J.M Shabbat, which means stand. Wait, so okay, I.M.A.J.M, which means hands down. Right? So we went from I.M.A.J.M Shabbat. Now, while your hands are at your side, Barak, which means your right hand across your chest. All right, so for time's sake, I'm just saying Yahweh Ba'asham Yahashai Barakatha. Right? So you want to put your right hand across your chest and you want to say Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'asham.
Bahasham.
Yahawashi.
Yahawashi.
Barakatha.
Barakatah.
And Yad Yamata, which means hands down. Right? Now we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. We're going to repeat the same process, but say a different salute. Right? So I.M.A.J.M Shabbat. I.M.A.J.M. Barak. We're going to say Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamar,
Shamar,
Ilathan,
Alathan,
Ba'asham Yahushai.
Ba'asham Yahushai,
Right? Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. I'm just gonna break down what we said, right? So for the brothers, we said Shalom, which is peace. Yahweh, which is Lord or God. Ba'asham, which is in the name of Yahweh Shai, which is the Hebrew name. Then we said Barak, which is blessed. Atha, which is you, or you can say Atham, which is plural. Atha is a singular, Atham is a plural. Then we said for the sisters, we said Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, which is Shalom, peace, Yahweh, Lord or God, Shamar, watch, I'll, over, Atha, you, Ba'asham, in the name of Yahweh Shai, which is Jesus. With that said, we're going to call an end to this class right now. But again, give this young man a hand for coming into class and doing what every single brother and sister needs to do in the city of Toronto. Once again, I'm Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja.